Hello and welcome back to the channel. It is Sunday. It is time for some more tactic testing, and today's one is a bit of a doozy. It's very unorthodox. Let's go take a look at it now. So the choice of tactic for today's episode is Push the Right by Harrison on FM Arena. There'll be a link for it down in the description below. Formation is sweeper keeper in goal, 4 across the back, 2 inverted wing backs on attack, 2 ball playing defenders on defend. In front of them you've got a roaming playmaker. Now on the right hand side you've got a defensive winger, and then you've got 2 inside forwards on attack and 2 false nines. Positive mentality, play out of defence, low crosses, work the ball into the box, extremely high tempo, roll it out, counter press, force opposition outside, much higher line of engagement, pressing much more often, prevent short goalkeeper distribution, and use the offside trap. So that is the tactic we're going to use. 4 teams we've tried this with today, and let's show you the results. So just getting into the tactic now. Sweeper keeper takes more risks, inverted wing backs shoot less often, tackle harder. They've both been added. As for the ball playing, centre backs dribble more, shoot less often, stay wider and tackle harder. The roaming playmaker, dribble more, shoot less often, move into channels and tackle harder. Defensive winger, take more risks, cross from the byline, shoot more often and get further forward. Inside forwards, both I believe are the same. Yep, shoot less often, sit narrower and tackle harder. And then the false nines, shoot less often, move into channels and tackle harder. The same for both of them. So we just went through the in possession, the in transition and the out of possession things that are in the tactic. First up, we've chosen Dover, who have a 12-point deduction in the Vanarama National League, so they sit there on -12. In terms of the season preview, they are 300 to 1, way below 22nd place Weymouth, who are 33 to 1, along with King's Lynn, Wilston, Maidenhead and Eastleigh. So it's time to take a look. It's time to move 1 year into the future. Let's see if this tactic can help Dover survive in the National League. So here we are. Dover are 11th in the Vanarama National League, 59 points, 22 games won, which was the same as Southend, who got promoted via the playoffs. If you had the 12 points on, they would have finished with 71 points. They would have finished 7th, which would mean in the National League you'd finish in the playoffs. Am I right in thinking that? Where do I need to look for? Would help if I knew where I was looking. Right, yeah, 7th is playoffs in Vanarama National League. So without the point deduction, they would have finished in 7th place. 11th place, 17 plus goal difference, which is the highest of anyone that didn't finish in the top 6. So absolutely fantastic there. We'll look into some of the results as well. There's a 3-1 there, 5-1 over Maidenhead, 2-1 over Boreham Wood, 1-0 over Altrincham, 3-1 defeats to Chesterfield and Eastleigh, 4-1 over here against Aldershot, 4-0 against Woking. We're going to go into this 4-0 against Woking, and we're going to have a look. We're going to look at the goals. I'm going to see how this tactic plays out. This is the FA Cup game against Woking, so we're just going to pause it here. We're going to move it to 2D, and we're just going to have a look at how this tactic plays out. Ball over the top into the striker. Lovely little finish, one-on-one there. I'm just going to move it a little bit quicker. Second goal down the right hand side where the overload is. Woods into the middle, Judd with a long distance strike. So it looks like there's going to be a lot of overloads on this right hand side. Again, down the right hand side, Krasniki back to Ransom, over the top inside right channel. First time volley by Woods, and then again over here on the right hand side, comes in field from the right hand side. That's a lovely little ball into the middle of the box into Woods for 4-0. We'll just pick another game as well while we're looking. Let's take this 6-3 defeat against Southend. We'll look at the defensive side of it as well, and we'll see. I mean, a very entertaining game. 24 shots, plays 19. So let's have a look at this ball over the top. Come from that left hand side as well. Inside left channel, Akinola beating the goalkeeper at the near post there. So goal new. Into Catton in the centre. Gregory Catton So you've got the overload here on the right hand side. They don't use it on this occasion. Arthur beating the goalkeeper at his near post from about 20 yards there. So that was 1-1. Ratton, this time he's coming down the left hand side. Krasniki out to Ratton on the left side. The overload, they're coming in at the far post. And Arthur getting up and beating the goalkeeper from around the 6-yard box. So if the crosses are coming from the left hand side, Clifford with a free kick has been beaten at the right side of the field as well there, where you'd think there'd be an overload of defenders as well, especially with the defensive winger there. And number 27 and number 22 very close together in how they're playing. Ball into Akinola in the centre of the pitch. It's just poor defending for the most part there as we go back. So nothing really you can tell, especially from the defending side there. We'll have another look at... So let's find this 6-0 here against Maidenhead. It's the last one we'll look at. 22 shots, 14 on target. We are assuming that everything's going to come down the right hand side. So when the ball is coming from the left hand side, there's an overload at the far post when the ball comes in. Overload at the near post there as well, with Woods getting onto that. So Catton, again, 2 men outside him, inside right channel, 2 men outside him, ball out to Bramble. He should be able to find the ball into the box. Gregory there with a header, glances it into the far corner. So yeah, so this tactic looks like it works. Again, you've got the overload on the right hand side, 2 men there getting in each other's way. Players going out to him, switch out to the left hand side, opens up all the space, and Gayesi beating the Maidenhead goalkeeper there. So the overload on the right hand side means that it does free up space on the left hand side too, and when the ball does come in from the left hand side, there's more people sitting at the far post. Woods into Catton. Again, you've got the fullback sitting out there watching the number 4. And it just seems to create a lot of openings. The AI don't seem to be able to deal with it. Ratton into Gayesi. Should be men getting forward. Look how many people there is there around the edge of the 6-yard box. Very, very simple goal. We got that many players overloading as well. Players getting forward now. Number 17, number 14, number 7, all in close proximity to each other on the left side. 3 players there at the far post. Doesn't use them as Krasniki finds the back of the net with a fantastic finish there from the edge of the box. So it looked, like I said, it looks as if the ball's going down the left hand side, there's going to be 3 or 4 players moving towards that far post, and if there's coming down the right hand side, there's an overload of players which is overloading the opposition defence. And there's like I said, there's a couple of results here where 6-3, 6-0, 3-0, 3-1. He had such a good run of form here. 5-2 defeat to Bromley. When teams worked it out, they seem to be able to get a lot of goals against them. Kobe Arthur getting a hat-trick in that 6-3 defeat to Southend. So Kobe Arthur and Travis Gregory getting 10 goals. Ajanic Krasniki getting 9 assists and the top average rating at 7.16. Very interesting. Fight bravely against relegation. They finished 11th. Would have finished in the playoffs without the point deduction. But I think this, for as weird as it looks on paper, it's a very successful formation. And next up, we're going to look at Aston Villa in the Premier League. Villa in the Premier League, 11th place there, predicted to finish 200-1. We know the squad. Coutinho, Digne, Buendia, McGinn, Ings, Bailey, all sort of the top players at the club in terms of star rating. Emiliano Martinez also up there as well. 11th place, I'd be expecting them to finish probably in the top 6 maybe. Looking at how Dover did with the formation, but obviously Premier League's a completely different beast when you've got the likes of Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, Man City, Man United, Newcastle have obviously got the money, Spurs, who have missed someone obvious as well, even Leicester to an extent. So we'll see how it goes. We'll move 1 year into the future with Villa and we'll see how this formation does in the top flight of English football. Definite success in the Premier League. 3rd place, 22 wins, 12 defeats, 4 draws, 70 points, 3 points clear of Chelsea in 4th place. Way off the pace of Man City and Liverpool. Liverpool getting 98 points, Man City scoring 88 points, so way off the pace of the top 2. But they seem to get into that 3rd place and hold it for majority of the season, dropped down to 4th, got back up to 3rd and held it for a long, long time. Knocked out in the 3rd round of the FA Cup by Leicester, got to the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup, knocked out by Manchester United. Danny Ings getting 19 goals, Emiliano Buendia getting 20 assists in this formation. And have a look through some of their results. Beat Man City 5-1 on the opening day of the season. I mean, that is... Traore... We'll have a quick look at how they lined up for this opening game of the season in a second. Once we've seen the goals, we're just going to, again, move it into the 2D and have a look at how this formation plays out with Villa. Again, overload on the right hand side, Young and Bailey. Cuts in field, great finish there with his left foot across the goalkeeper. Play down the left side, not overloading the right side like Dover did. That's a great finish there. Set piece, don't really hold that too much with that. Traore, two men there, Bailey with Young in just behind him. Young cutting inside, and Ollie Watkins getting the finish at the far post. Obviously, that man coming to watch it, Ollie Watkins with the fifth there with the penalty, and the goal that was conceded came down I was going to say came down the left hand side, more in the centre pitch. Grealish into Jesus, who scored the goal. So not really a lot to tell from that. That just seemed like an all round good performance. They've lined up. Back four is what you'd expect. Digne, Mings, Concert and Cash. McGinn sitting in the Roman playmaker role. Young as a defensive winger. Watkins and Bailey either side, and Ings playing up front with Bertrand Traore. It's a very... I'd have swapped those two around. I've had Watkins up front with him, but Watkins got a hat-trick, 9.9 average rating. And it seems like Young, as a defensive winger, was almost cutting inside of Bailey. And if Mike Cash is going to get up there as well, as the inverted wing-back, three players are going to be around this position, along with Danny Ings as well. Four with Danny Ings. So anything that comes in from the left-hand side is going to be mopped up by one of those four players there. 17 shots on target, 3.88 XG, getting the 5 goals. Work our way further down here, 3-2 victory over Arsenal. Let's have a look at the games they lost. So they lost against Man United 4-1, lost against Brighton 2-0, which is a real anomaly of a result. 3-2 against Leicester. Looks as if that's one of the only games they didn't score. 2-0 against Liverpool, their defeat. 2-0 against Man United. A lot of the games they've lost is when they didn't score, which is very interesting. 3-2 against Southampton books the trend there. I think there was a 2-1 against Leicester as well. 5-3 against Newcastle in a really good game. 4-3 against Liverpool and Watford. Some free results in there, but along with it, some really, really good results as well. Against Man United in the Carabao Cup, they lost 3-1 in aggregate, drew 1-0 at home, and then lost 2-0 away from home at Old Trafford. Going towards the end of the season, they beat Man United on the last day of the season 5-2. Let's see how they lined up for this one. Coutinho out there on the left this time. Watkins and Ings playing up front. Traore and Buendia playing on that right hand side. Buendia getting an assist there. No, just a goal, sorry. On a 6.6 as well. So I wonder when they moved, did Buendia get the assist as that defensive right winger? He's playing there as the inside forward on attack on the right hand side there. So the AI has chopped and changed with this formation a lot. Who they've played where. Bailey this time on the right hand side, Buendia playing the defensive winger role, Watkins and Ings partnership up front yet again. Back four stays pretty similar for the most part. So it's very, very interesting what they've decided to do. So after the first game, they went and beat Southampton 3-2, and in that game, Buendia played just behind Bailey. No Ashley Young that time. Traore continued up front early on with Watkins out wide on the left. Douglas Luiz playing in that playmaker role in that game. So they've chopped and changed who they played where, but it resulted in Emi Buendia getting 20 assists, Danny Ings getting 19 goals. Ollie Watkins top average rating 7.44. If you just look at some of the average ratings as well, let's just take out the on loan players for now. So Luca Digne 7.36, Danny Ings 7.28, Buendia 7.26. Ings got 21 goals in all competitions. Ollie Watkins got 20. Leon Bailey got 18. And if we go to the assists, only Emi Buendia got into double figures in assists. Digne got 9, so did Ollie Watkins. Bailey got 8. Ashley Young got 7 from his 23 starts. So everyone's been chipping in, getting goals and getting assists. Obviously one big assist maker in Buendia, and then the goals nicely shared out between Ings, Watkins and Leon Bailey, all getting double figures, 21, 18 and 20. So what's that? That is 59 goals between the three of them. Absolutely fantastic stuff. And this formation does work. It's shown it with Dover, who would have finished in the playoffs had it not been for the points deduction, and it's shown it here with Villa finishing third in the Premier League, making the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup. And we're going to move on to the continent now, and we're going to go to Germany, which is a country that I've tried tactics with Leipzig, and they've never really had much success of Leipzig. So this time we're going to try it with Dortmund, and we're going to try this formation and see if we can break Bayern Munich's stranglehold over the Bundesliga. So over in Germany, and as you can see, massive success with Borussia Dortmund breaking that stranglehold that Bayern Munich had over the Bundesliga. 86 points, win the league, 1 point ahead of Bayern Munich. Leipzig, without our help, finished down in 5th. So actually we were doing good success with Leipzig. UEFA Champions League, they made the semi-finals. We'll have a quick look into that as well. So let's get the group stages up. All groups. So in the group stages, they finished top of their group with Atalanta, Villarreal and Olympiacos. Unbeaten, 4 wins, 2 draws, 14 points. Then in the first knockout round, they beat Barcelona 5-4 in aggregate, beating them 3-1 in, I presume that would be the second leg. Quarterfinals, they beat Chelsea 8-4 in aggregate. Wow, that is a game and a half. And then they lost 5-4 to Liverpool as Real Madrid beat Man City. So wow, very, very close to real life. And then Real Madrid beat Liverpool, this time 2-0 in the Champions League final. Very, very close to real life. What happened there? DFB Polka, they won that. Who did they beat in the final? Schalke. They beat 3-0 in the final. Knocked out Werder Bremen in the semis 4-0. Quarterfinals, knocked out Hamburg 5-1. So who took out Bayern Munich? I haven't seen them yet. Were they in the semis? They're not in the quarters. No, so they must have been knocked out very, very early. If anyone can see it, let me know in the comments. There they are. Lost 1-0 to Wolfsburg. They beat Eintracht Braunschweig 3-1 in the second round, and in the third round beat Duisburg 5-2. So massive success there. And in the German Super Cup, lost 3-1 to Bayern Munich early on. So let's have a quick look. How did they line up? So if we go down and have a look at this 5-0 victory over Atalanta. So who plays? So they had Haaland and Malen playing up front. Brandt and Bellingham playing in that double role on the right hand side. Fits up as the roaming playmaker, and Marco Reus on the left hand side. We'll just pick another game out, the Villarreal game. And see, yeah, Bellingham playing out there on the right. Gio Reyna this time on the left hand side. Reus and Malen playing up front. Let's just have a look at the goals as well. So Erling Haaland got 29 in all competitions. Daniel Malen got 25. Marco Reus got 22. Thorgan Hazard got 15. Gio Reyna 15. Jude Bellingham 11. Julian Brandt 10. Really shared about this time. Top assist, Marco Reus, 22 goals and 22 assists. That is absolutely fantastic. Brandt with 17, Rafael Guerreiro with 17, Thorgan Hazard with 13, Gio Reyna and Jude Bellingham both with 11. And the average ratings, Erling Haaland 7.7, of course he was. Rafael Guerreiro 7.57, Marco Reus 7.46. So some really, really good numbers turned out there. If we just look at this, so we've got Lewandowski was top goal scorer with 39. Actually, no Dortmund players made it into the top 3 in terms of goals. Haaland was second best on average rating behind Lewandowski. Brandt was 3rd in the assists. Kimmich got 19 assists, and that was it. So no one really breaking into the individual achievements, but Borussia Dortmund win the Bundesliga and break that stranglehold that Bayern Munich have had in the past years, and broken the stranglehold they've had in these experiments as well, in these tactic testing, because every time Munich have finished top, this time Dortmund do the job. And we're going to go to one last team. We're going to go to Monaco in the French league, and we're going to have a look where they're predicted to finish and how they do that season. So Monaco are predicted to finish 11th. We've messed around with a few teams in France. This time we're going to go for the second best team. We're going to go for AS Monaco. We're going to see if they can push PSG to their limits. Obviously, the media dream 11 is all PSG players, so there's no surprise there at all. So we're going to line them up with this push the right tactic, this 4-2-2-2 almost, or 4, I don't know how you'd even describe this, 4-1-1-2-2 maybe. I'm not even sure how you describe this. Let's move forward to the end of the season and let's see if we can get any success in France with AS Monaco. So AS Monaco finished exactly where they were predicted to finish, in second place, 86 points from 38 games. So take a closer look at the league table. 27 wins, 5 draws, 6 defeats, 64 goal difference. It was, I want to say it was a 2-horse race. It probably wasn't. PSG losing just one game all season, losing to Bordeaux 2-0. So did they manage to get They drew both games against PSG, a 1-1 draw and a 3-3 draw. We'll take a look at both those games in a moment. We'll have a look at the tactic working against the best team in the league. Going back, Friendly Cup there, which they won, knocked out of the Champions League. But what a group of death that is. Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, AS Monaco and Atalanta. I would presume, we're just going to move to the Champions League. They beat Atalanta home and away, lost 3-1, 2-1, 4-2 and 5-0 in the games against Bayern Munich and Real Madrid. Really gave Real Madrid a run for their money, as Liverpool beat Man City in this version of the final. Then they go into the Europa League and were knocked out in the first knockout round by Rangers. That's kind of disappointing. I was expecting a little bit more from them. So let's just have a look at how the first round. Napoli beat West Ham in the final that time. So AS Monaco, they lost 6-4 on aggregate over the two legs. And in the French Cup, they finished runners-up to PSG, got beaten 6-2 in the final. We're going to quickly have a look now at the games against PSG in the league, where there's a 3-3 in December. So we're going to quickly have a look at this and see how the tactic worked against arguably the best team in the league. They went head-to-head and they actually did very well on the stats. So we're going to, again, quickly change it to 2D to have a look at how this looks in the match engine. Out to Messi on the right hand side, cuts in field into Icardi, one-on-one, good finish across the goalkeeper. So Diatta dispossessed him, crossing, Voland there, just nodding from inside the 6-yard box. And can't really tell anything with the tactic right there. Golovin, great finish there, coming inside from the left-hand side. Yeah, you can't really tell anything with this tactic. I mean, they went 3-1 up as well, a set-piece goal there. And then PSG must have got 2 goals. I want to say late on, but this is the 57th minute. Danilo heading down for Icardi to just tap in from inside the 6-yard box. And then the final goal in the 85th minute. Neymar getting in behind. Oh, that was a very unorthodox goal. Playing it all the way back to Messi, who chipped it over for Danilo to get... No, Pereira, sorry. Yeah, Danilo to get the goal. And we just look at the other PSG result as well. That was the 1-1 draw here. Let's have a look at the goals here, because you couldn't really tell anything from that game against PSG. Again, went toe-to-toe with them. Actually outdid them on the stats and XG in this one. So definitely the tactics working. Diatta into Bodu. Diatta coming inside from that right-hand side, dinking it over the goalkeeper on 55. So in both games against PSG, they took the lead, but PSG pegged them back both times. This time it's a free kick all the way over to the far stick, tapping off, very late goal as well, 93rd minute goal there. So yeah, you can't really tell in those games against PSG whether the overloads were working. Bodu getting 22 goals, Ben Yedder with a 7.56 average rating. Apologise for getting any of these names wrong. Some of my pronunciations aren't great. Bodu 34 goals, Ben Yedder 33, Voland 27, Golovin 20 with 20 assists as well. Ben Yedder got 19 assists. Sofiane Diop got 7 goals and 20 assists. We just flick up the assists. Diatta got 11 assists with his 7 goals. Cao Henrique got 10 assists with his 6 goals. And then in terms of average rating, 7.65 for Ben Yedder, 7.51 for Voland. So they've turned some good performances, just missed out, but kind of expected PSG to win the league no matter what tactic we use. I've got an idea of what tactic I'm going to try next time out, but I think this has been a success. We've had Villa, who were predicted to finish 11th, finish in 3rd place. We've had Dover, who were predicted to finish rock bottom, finish in 11th, and would have finished in the playoffs had they not got the 12-point deduction. We saw Borussia Dortmund, dethrone Bayern Munich for the first time in one of these tactic testing, and for the first time in many years in the Bundesliga. And AS Monaco finishing exactly where they were expected to, in second place, not 7th, in second place, 10 points clear of Lyon, 11 points behind PSG. Kind of pushed them for most of the season. Didn't do so well in Europe, but in the French Cup made the final and finished runners up. All in all, a very weird tactic to look at on paper. Again, we'll just get it up one more time. Very weird to look at on paper. Don't know how you'd even describe this in terms of what you'd call it. Like I said, a 4-2-2-2 or a 4-2-4 maybe. nonetheless, it works in the match engine. That overload of players on the right hand side, whether the attack is coming down the right hand side and there's players lining up to get the cross in, or whether the attack is coming down the left hand side and then there's 3-4 players maybe lining up at the far post to put the ball in the back of the net. It works so unorthodox, something that I never even consider trying. I get the feeling that it looks so broken that it completely confuses the match engine. Nonetheless, it works. If you enjoyed today's video, please leave a like on it, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. I'll leave a link for this formation down in the description. It is on FM Arena by Harrison. It's called Push the Right. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.